Hey there, Wargamers, Justin on Patreon. Today, we're going to check out some dice. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel. If you're new here, please alpha strike that like and subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for popping in today to continue to help support what I do. That said, we have got a bunch of the dice from the most recent Catalyst Games Labs Battletech Mercenaries Kickstarter, and today I would like to pop these open and show them or share them with you. I'm thinking these are going to be better than the previous dice from the previous Kickstarter, but there's already at least one thing about them that I don't like, and I will talk about that when I review these today. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, we are going to check out some dice. So I got a bunch of the dice from the Kickstarter, and I didn't even remember adding in the House Serrano ones, but I guess I did. So we'll go through what I got first and explain, I'll show them to you and explain my thought process. So there's Clan Wolf, there is Northern Highlanders, there is House Davian, there is Republic of the Sphere, here is Kurita, here is, this one says it's House Kurita, but you'll notice I'm setting some things to the side. And we've got Davian. We have got Star League, SLDF. These say just standard laser effect chevrons, Wolf's Dragoons, Comstar. So let's go ahead and pop these open first. These are the Wolf's Dragoons ones, and I was a big fan of getting these because they were the laser etched hard edge ones, not rounded. And I like that better. I feel like I like the sharp edge stuff better than rounded. So I'm a big fan of these. What I'm not as big of a fan of is like the ultra glittery shiny. That's kind of goofy. Honestly, I would have been happy if these were just straight black. I don't really need the glittery thing in there, but that's a small thing. I think, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm not sure. I think these were like $10. Let's compare sizes. I know there were some issues people were showing online that were saying that there was a slight size discrepancy, but these look almost perfectly the same size. So I guess that's the same thing. So let's like rotate this way and see. Yeah. So they look almost exact. So I feel like that's probably not too bad. And then I have my Wolf's Dragoons tray here. I can roll those on. So not bad. Not as big of a fan of the glittery, shiny stuff. Again, I would have been perfectly content with straight black. But we'll go through, and this is the House Davian ones, and we'll just give you a quick peek. We'll see if there's any consistency issues with them. At $10 a pair, that's not outside the realm of what I'm used to paying anyway. But here's the House Davian Bros. Oops. Again, we'll see if there's any issues with the height there. No. I mean, I don't think that these are casino level, but still, actually, no. All right, that one is feels a smidge smaller up top. But all in all, I mean, the first two here, these still look like they're more consistent than the rounded ones I had, so it's not terrible. I find these shiny things to be hard to read. I probably would have been fine with a different color, solid color die, and then the Davian symbol on it. With the glittery stuff, it's just a little harder to read. It looks kind of, I don't know, they're dice, but like this doesn't feel like visually Battletech. Maybe the pictures had it, but I didn't think that they were like that. These are still way easier to read than these for me. Like that, I mean, you can see the pit, but like at first glance, that's just a starburst of mess. But one of the things I do want to talk about is we got this Battletech Chevron Gray laser effect, just straight Chevron Gray. That was like, I think, the free one everyone got. But then I ordered these, and I thought there were two different styles of dice. This one is House Davian, and it was $12. Were these other ones 10? No, they were 12, so a little bit higher, but still not outside the realm of things I've paid before. But when I first got these, I thought the laser effect and the chevron were different. This is House Davian in name only. I guess they were going for colors. You still get this weird pattern in here, but then the Battletech symbol, and no Davian symbol. I didn't realize that. I thought this was a different design, like the core I thought was going to be different, so I'd have 2 different Davian dice. And then even then, this Davian one's like the yellow and the pips, and this one's yellow and like orange. And it's like, these aren't Davian dice, they're Battletech dice, that's it. I got misled, I probably wouldn't have bought these. I thought this was just the generic picture, and then I thought that the chevron laser ones were going to have a different color or pattern or burst or something over these. And what it was just alternate colors of those, and they used a faction name on it, and they're not the same. So at least they're different color, sort of, but at first glance, like if I roll these in my bin here, at first glance, like you might confuse those a little bit. You really gotta look for the pips, and then even then, those are hard to see. The 5's not so bad, but depending on where that shiny stuff is, it might be difficult. The 2's good, but that shiny stuff really offsets to one side, and honestly, I love that these are hard edge and square. I love that. I like that. I like the feel, like rolling them. I don't, that stuff inside. And then even then, like this one, look how offset it is to the one side. It's all in this one corner, but then nothing really on this other side, right? So like, it's not consistent. And this one's all on one side too, and then not on that one. And if it was all under this one, under the symbol, maybe, which you wouldn't see it, but like, cool. But honestly, these could have been just fine with none of that crazy crap in there, and just a solid color or just semi-transparent probably would have been better than that Starbursty stuff. It's just weird, personally. Your mileage may vary. So we'll sort those over there because they're slightly similar in color. We'll go ahead and grab the regular laser dice here, chevron ones, which again, I think they say they're 12, but I think that these were free. And they look like, yeah, so these are going to basically look like they mirror the Republic of the Sphere ones. So they're going to be the same as another one, just with the symbol difference. Oh yeah, that's awful. That's straight awful. See if I can get that to where you guys can see it. We'll line that up. That's pretty bad. Do I have something dark colored I can put this against? See, I've got it relatively flush on one side, and then here, the dice aren't the same size. So that's a consistency issue, for sure. Yeah, and then when I rotate it the other way, they're not the same height this direction. See that? Yeah, so these 2 dice, one is a larger size than the other one in one dimension. So there's that. That's cool. Again, they're not casino dice, but this is a problem they had with the last Kickstarter too. And I do feel like it's at least they're not lopsided as bad, because some of those other ones were like weird. Like if it's a dice like this, they were like, Mark. This is the Republic of the Sphere ones, and they look to be the exact same as that laser one I just had, except different symbol. The pips might be slightly different color, but for playing Alpha Strike with multiple damage rolls, these look like, that actually looks like a slightly different yellow, but it's so close that like if you're rolling those, it'd be difficult. The actual haze looks to be, actually, maybe the center's a little different. This one's a slightly different color. This one's got a little gray to it, but they're very close. I probably wouldn't roll these in the same dice pool. Let's check out our Republic of the Sphere ones. Okay, so that feels good that direction. What if we rotate that way? It feels a little lopsided. Let's see if this isn't as flat as I want it to be. All right, I mean, that seems close enough. That seems reasonable. So yeah, got those different color. Again, all the shinies. Set that aside, and then I think I've got one more. Same thing, because I play House Garita and have Davian, and I got these laser dice, and these look like they're going to be basically almost a replication of the Wolf's Dragoons. They're still slightly different, but they're close enough that I feel like at a fast roll they're going to be hard to distinguish. So might just skip rolling those together. Yeah, this one's size looks reasonable. Yeah, so they seem about right. So consistency not too bad. A few little complaints, but not terrible. But these look, that's almost spot on. So you would not roll this with the Dragoons ones because they're basically the same. So there's my 2 chevron pairs so far. Excuse me, 3 chevron pairs, because these are a little bit more visually distinct over the Davian ones, but still so close. Just put the chevrons together, because at least those together are distinctly different. Let's grab that Carita pair I had, because those, they're supposed to mirror the chevron ones, and they're different. The chevrons are black-red, these are red-black. Now, I like this one a little bit better so far. Well, never mind. Because this corner was down, I thought I was seeing mostly that. And I was like, yeah, I dig that. And then you hit this, and I don't care for that. And it's all like lopsided, the inside. So all that stuff's off to one area instead of central or equally distributed. So let's see. Size looks good. Yeah, so nothing, these seem reasonable. These are okay. These are easier to read because of black pips. I've been saying this on every pair. I don't care for this glittery stuff, to be honest with you. Oh, and we crit. Nice. Okay. Comstar ones, which also look very similar to the SLDF, except these have black pips, so at least they're distinguishable. Check height. And it looks pretty close to me. Yeah, pretty close. So yeah, these seem pretty good. These are much easier to read. I still don't care for the glitter, but I think the clear, and that glitter is also, you will notice, okay, so look at this one versus like this. And that glitter, you see when I rotated it, this one seems very well distributed. This one is off to one side. So that glitter is very consistent inside one area. And because it's clear and these pips are super dark, very easy to read. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that one at all. Much easier to read. And again, I mean, while I have complaints with them, I do like the feel, the hard feel. This is the SLDF. Those were the Comstar. These almost have like a green tint to them, almost. Check thickness. Seems reasonable there. Yeah. All right, not too bad. The glitter in this one also feels, no, it's kind of crammed to one side. At least a little better than some of them, but it's still kind of out there. Again, I would have been perfectly fine if these were just clear. I like this glittery stuff in the middle. Just get rid of that. Give me these with a solid color or solid clear, and I'm good. These are still easy to read. Personally, I find them a little easier to read than these. That's hard. I don't mind this one. It's not too bad. Clan Wolf here, which looks to be basically the same as House Arano, to be honest. Okay, and I've got plenty of Clan Wolf dice in my bag. The mesh in that one seems to be pretty well distributed. And that one also well distributed and in the center. Check thickness. So it's pretty good. Feels like it. Yeah, so those feel pretty reasonable. Let's see how close that is. I guess this is like the reverse of the Davians. Probably wouldn't roll those together. I mean, sometimes I just grab dice for matching. If I'm going themed, don't worry about it. These feel like they're basically that. Yeah. So these were the... which ones were they? That was the laser. These are the Davian ones. They're the same as this, basically. The yellow looks to be basically the same. So yeah, would roll these separate. They look like the same thing. So again, I thought those, like, if the difference was glitter, non-glitter, that would help. But yeah, they're just, yeah, again, but not, at least they're not lopsided. At least these ones were consistent with the glittery stuff central. Northern Highlanders here. Maybe they were individually bagged too, because I worried these were gonna get scratched or something. But they're dice. You're gonna roll them. It's gonna happen. Let's check thickness. Not terrible. Yeah, it feels reasonable. There's probably a more scientific way to measure that, but first glance for basic gaming dice feels fine. Glitter on these feels reasonably distributed, I think. And these are legible. I can read these pretty good. Again, don't need the glitter, but at least I can read them. The contrast is really good, so don't mind the look of that one, at least visually. Like that's reasonably fine. And then the last one we got is House Arano, which also looks like it's going to be the same as the, nope, they're not. They're a little slightly different color. I thought they were going to be the same as the chevron one over there. So let's check thickness. Okay, you can see that stuff meshes off to one side. Yeah, thickness feels fine. Still, I mean, these are reasonably legible. I don't know if they still feel pretty close to that. They're a little lighter, very close, but yeah, these aren't terrible. Here's kind of a look at them in here. Some of these are easier to read than others. Your mileage may vary. I'm a little bummed that the chevron ones were just a different image, and then I thought that they were something else by the name of the faction, and they weren't. And then trying to, because again, if I'm doing Alpha Strike, I have pairs of dice, so seeing if there's something in here that looks similar to that, which that is not exact, but still pretty close. If you're rolling on a table fast, I can tell that's darker, but because of the semi-clear and the color, they might get confused, so I might opt to not merge those in. I think we've got enough of a spread of those cool dice in there. These might just go in their own little baggie, is what it is. So yeah, that is the faction dice and chevron dice. Yeah. All right, guys, hopefully you got a good look at these dice. I'm not sure if they're going to go up for general sale, but if they do, you have at least a little bit of an inkling of an idea of what you are in store for. And if you liked them, didn't like them, sound off in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts, get a conversation going. As always, if you enjoyed what you watched here, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. If you want to help support the channel, check the description down below. But with that said, that's all I got for you today. Keep painting your models, keep rolling your dice, and I will catch you guys next time. If you made it this far, you're probably a viewer that already hits that like button when you see a video come up. You're probably already a subscriber, and you probably jump into the comments down below to help support the channel, to help support that algorithm. But if you're looking for some other ways to help support the channel too, make sure you check the description down below. Maybe you want to pick up some paints from Monument Hobbies. That's my paint of choice. The Pro Acrylic line is chef's kiss, good stuff. Maybe you want to check out some of the offerings from Death Designs, where I work in my day job. We got plenty of 3D printed products, as well as MDF terrain, some of the stuff that I have designed myself and we play with here on the channel. And if you're looking to bolster your Battletech ranks, miniatures, and offerings, make sure you check out Bobby from Fortress Miniatures and Games. He's one of the main supporters of the channel as well, and supporting any of these companies helps support what I do and helps to ensure that I can continue to bring content to all of you. If you want to become a super supporter, I highly recommend you guys check out the Patreon. You guys get that extra little edge to help push more content out, and I really do appreciate that. And my ultimate goal on the channel is to continue to be able to not only put out the content we have now, but to get to a point where you can put out more content later, whether that be battle reports or painting tutorials or just more rambles, anything at all. I'd like to be doing more content for you. This is something that I enjoy. I like being able to cast a light into the darkness to bring a little bit of hobby positivity to all of you and make you feel good, and also enjoy playing games myself. As we do the final sign off here though, I do want to go ahead and switch on over and do the scroll of awesome to showcase all the Patreon supporters, the super supporters of the channel, to give them some recognition for helping support what I do. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys next time.